everyone. Welcome back to Business English Desk. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jamie. And okay, today we're starting with a debate.
Ooh, a debate.
So your friend invites you to a party, and you don't want to go. You have 4 choices. You can turn them down, you can refuse to go, you can reject the invitation, or you can decline.
And here's the debate. Are those 4 things the same?
Most people would say yes, but they're actually quite different. Like saying, I reject your invitation to a friend is a very different thing from saying, I'm going to have to decline.
Very different. One of those might end the friendship.
Immediately. So today, we're going to fix that permanently.
And we have a lot packed in for you today, so here's what's coming.
We're going deep into all 4 words with real examples from real life. Then later, we have a role play that we think you're really going to enjoy because the situation is one most people have been in.
Plus, we're going to challenge you with a 10-sentence quiz at the end. Fill in the blank, see how many you get right.
Stay with us all the way through because by the end, you'll never mix these 4 up again.
So we're covering turn down, refuse, reject, and decline.
4 words, 1 world of saying no. Let's get into it.
Turn down. So this one is the most casual and the most everyday of today's 4. Like, it's the version of saying no that feels the most natural in conversation.
Right. So the main meaning of turn down is to say no to something or to someone. Like she turned down the job offer, meaning she said no to the offer. She didn't accept it. She turned it down.
And turn down always has this quality of something being offered and you choosing not to take it. Like the offer came to you and you turned it away, turned it down.
And turn down is used constantly in everyday situations, like he asked her out and she turned him down, meaning he asked, she said no, she turned him down.
And that romantic version of being turned down is such a universally understood experience. Like, nobody enjoys being turned down, but everyone has been at some point.
Without exception. And turn down is interesting because it's also used for physical things, like can you turn down the volume, meaning make it quieter, reduce it, turn it down.
And turn down the heat, turn down the brightness, turn down the music. All of these are about reducing something, making it less, turning it down.
And that physical meaning connects to the main meaning in a really interesting way. Like both are about reducing something or refusing something, turning it down.
And turn someone down versus turn something down are both really natural. Like, they turned down my application, or she turned down the opportunity. Both perfectly natural, both about saying no.
And I hate being turned down is such a real human phrase. Like nobody likes the feeling of offering something and having it turned down.
Whether it's an idea in a meeting, a favor for a friend, or a romantic interest, being turned down always stings a little.
Always a little. And turn down is also used for invitations, like I had to turn down the dinner invitation, meaning I said no to the invitation. I couldn't go. I turned it down.
And reluctantly turned down is such a common phrase. Like, she reluctantly turned down the opportunity, meaning she didn't want to, but she had to. She turned it down reluctantly.
And that reluctant quality is so human. Like sometimes you turn things down not because you want to, but because the timing is wrong or the circumstances aren't right. You turn it down reluctantly.
So turn down means to say no to something offered. Casual and everyday. Works for job offers, invitations, requests, and romantic situations. And also to physically reduce volume, heat, or brightness. Okay, expression 2, refuse. And this one has a much stronger, much more determined energy than turn down. Right, like turn down is casual and soft, but refuse has real conviction behind it. Like you're not just saying no, you're firmly and clearly saying no. So the core of refuse is to say no firmly and with determination. Like, he refused to apologize, meaning he was asked or expected to apologize, and he said no firmly. He refused. And refuse often implies that there was some pressure or expectation to say yes, but the person chose not to, despite that pressure. They refused. Like, she refused to give up, meaning despite everything, despite the difficulty, despite people telling her to stop, she said no to giving up. She refused. And that version of refuse is so empowering, like refusing to give up, refusing to be silent, refusing to accept something unfair. Refuse in this context sounds like strength. It really does. Like, I refuse, said with conviction, is one of the most powerful things a person can say. And refuse is used in more serious situations than turn down. Like, the government refused to comment, or he refused to leave, or she refused the medical treatment. These all feel more serious, more weighty than just turning something down. Right, like refuse has stakes, like there's something important being said no to, and the refusal matters. And flat out refuse is such a strong phrase, like he flat out refused to help, meaning completely, without hesitation, without negotiation. He refused, flat out. And that flat out adds such emphasis, like it removes any ambiguity. There was no maybe, no let me think about it, just no, flat out refused. And refuse as a noun is completely different. Like refuse, pronounced differently, means rubbish or waste. Like refuse collection means rubbish collection. Same spelling, completely different pronunciation and meaning. English always keeping us on our toes. And I refuse to believe is such a passionate phrase, like I refuse to believe this is the end, meaning I will not accept this as true. I am firmly rejecting this idea. I refuse to believe it. So refuse means to say no firmly and with conviction, often implies pressure or expectation to say yes, more serious and determined than turn down, works for requests, expectations, and situations where something matters. Okay, expression 3, reject. And this one is probably the strongest and the most painful of today's 4. Like, when something is rejected, it feels different from just being turned down.
Right, because reject has a quality of being dismissed or deemed not good enough. Like it's not just no thank you, it's more like no, this doesn't meet the standard.
Like, the publisher rejected her manuscript, meaning they said no, but more than that, they decided it wasn't right for them. It didn't make the cut. It was rejected.
And that feeling of rejection is so specifically painful. Like being turned down feels like the timing was wrong or circumstances weren't right, but being rejected feels like you personally weren't enough.
And that distinction is so important because rejection often feels personal, even when it isn't.
It really does. Like when something you worked hard on gets rejected, it can feel like you were rejected, not just the work.
And understanding that rejection is often about fit and timing, not about your worth, is one of the most important things anyone can learn.
Completely agree. And reject is used in many different contexts. Like his visa application was rejected. The body rejected the transplant. She felt rejected by the group. All very different situations, but the same word.
And rejection as a noun is so commonly used. Like fear of rejection is one of the most common human fears. Like the anticipation of being rejected stops people from trying things, from asking, from putting themselves out there.
And rejection in the creative world is something almost every artist, writer, musician has experienced. Like Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers before becoming one of the most successful books in history.
Which is one of the most comforting facts in the history of creative work.
Like if J.K. Rowling can be rejected 12 times and still succeed, then rejection is not the end of anything.
Never the end. And reject also works for ideas. Like, the team rejected the proposal, meaning they said no after considering it. They decided it wasn't right. They rejected it.
And outright rejection is a phrase worth knowing. Like, the idea met with outright rejection, meaning complete, total, immediate rejection. No discussion, no consideration. Outright rejection.
So, reject is stronger and more final than turn down. Often implies something wasn't good enough or didn't fit. Works for applications, proposals, ideas, and people. And rejection as a noun for that painful but universal human experience. Okay, last one, decline. And this one is the most polite, the most formal, and the most elegant of today's 4.
Right, like if turn down is casual, refuse is firm, reject is strong, then decline is graceful. Like saying no with the most dignity and politeness possible. You decline.
So the main meaning of decline is to politely say no to something, like she declined the invitation, meaning she said no, but in the most polite and considerate way possible. She declined.
And decline always has that formal, considered quality. Like you're not just saying no, you're saying no with grace, with respect, with care. You're declining it.
Like, he politely declined to comment, or I'm going to have to decline, or she declined the offer graciously. All of these sound so much more refined than just saying no.
And decline is the word you'd use in a formal email or a professional situation. Like, thank you for the opportunity, but I'm going to have to decline. That's such a professional and respectful way to say no.
And it's so different from, I'm turning this down, or I refuse. Like, I decline sounds like you've thought about it, you appreciate the offer, but you've decided it's not right, and you're saying so with full respect.
And decline also has a completely different meaning, like something going down or getting worse over time. Like, her health is declining, meaning it's getting worse gradually. It's declining.
Or sales have declined significantly this quarter, meaning they've gone down, they've decreased, they've declined.
And that meaning is used a lot in business, in health contexts, in any situation where something is gradually getting worse or going down, declining.
And on the decline is a really common phrase, like that tradition is on the decline, meaning it's becoming less common, less popular, gradually disappearing, on the decline.
And declining health, declining numbers, declining interest are all really natural professional phrases, like something is going down, it's declining.
And decline gracefully is such a beautiful phrase, like she declined gracefully, meaning she said no in the most dignified, warm, respectful way. She declined gracefully.
And that phrase is worth aspiring to. Like the ability to say no gracefully is actually a really valuable social skill.
Like knowing how to decline something you don't want without hurting anyone or burning any bridges is genuinely an art form.
Like knowing how to decline something you don't want without hurting anyone or burning any bridges is genuinely an art form.
One that takes practice. So decline means to politely and formally say no, the most graceful of today's 4. Works for invitations, offers, requests, and professional situations, and also for something gradually getting worse or going down. Okay, role play time.
Yes, so the scenario is 2 friends, Ava and Noah has had quite an eventful week of saying no to various things, and Ava wants to hear everything.
Perfect. And this is such a great scenario because all 4 words come up so naturally in one conversation about real-life situations. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, so you said this week was full of difficult decisions. Tell me everything.
Where do I start? Okay, so Monday, My old company called me and offered me my old job back.
No way. And?
I turned it down.
Just like that?
Just like that. Like, I thought about it for maybe 5 minutes, and then I turned it down. The money was good, but I'm happier where I am now.
Good for you. That must have felt good to turn down.
It really did. And then Tuesday, my manager asked me to work over the weekend, and I refused.
You refused? Just like that?
Just like that. Like, I've worked 3 weekends in a row, and I just refused. I said, I'm sorry, but I can't do this weekend. And I refused.
How did she react?
She was surprised, I think, because I never usually refuse, but I felt like I needed to.
You absolutely did. And then what happened?
Wednesday, I submitted a proposal for a new project, and it got rejected.
Oh, Noah.
I know, but honestly, I saw it coming. Like, I knew it wasn't my best work, but I submitted it anyway, and they rejected it.
How did that feel?
Like rejection always feels. A little personal, even when you know logically it's not.
That's so normal. Like rejection always stings, even when you expect it.
Exactly. But I'm okay. I'll rewrite it and submit again. And then Thursday, I got invited to a networking event, and I declined.
You declined? Not turned down or refused?
I declined because it was a very formal event, and I sent a very formal email saying, "Thank you for the invitation, but I'm going to have to decline."
Very professional.
I thought so. Like, refusing would have sounded too strong, and turning it down would have sounded too casual. Declining felt exactly right.
You really thought about which word to use.
I genuinely did. And then Friday, someone offered me the last piece of cake in the office.
And?
I declined.
You declined a piece of cake?
I declined cake because I was trying to be healthy, and decline made it sound like a dignified choice rather than a sad one.
Declining cake gracefully.
Exactly. Declining cake gracefully is a skill.
It really is. Okay, so in 1 week, you turned down a job offer, refused to work the weekend, had a proposal rejected, and declined 2 invitations.
When you say it like that, it sounds like I said no to everything this week.
You did, but in 4 very different and very appropriate ways.
That's genuinely the nicest thing anyone has said to me all week.
And there it is, all 4 words in 1 week of one person's life.
Did you catch them all?
Turned down the job offer, casual, everyday no to something offered.
Refused to work the weekend, firm, determined no with conviction.
Proposal got rejected, stronger, deemed not good enough, painful, personal feeling.
Declined the networking event, formal, polite, graceful no.
Declined the cake, formal and dignified, even for cake.
Exactly. Declining cake gracefully is a skill.
You said no in 4 very appropriate ways. The perfect summary of today's episode.
All 4 words used naturally multiple times in one completely real, very relatable week of decisions.
Okay, quiz time. 10 sentences. Let's see how you do.
Listeners, fill in the blank with the right word. Turn down, refuse, reject, or decline. Ready?
Sentence 1. She blank the job offer because the salary was too low.
Turned down. She turned down the job offer. Casual and everyday. Something was offered and she said no.
Sentence 2. He blank to talk to the press about the incident.
Refused. He refused to talk to the press. Firm and determined. There was pressure or expectation and he said no with conviction.
Sentence 3. Her application was blanked because she didn't meet the requirements.
Rejected. Her application was rejected. Deemed not good enough. Didn't meet the standard. More final. More painful.
Sentence 4. I'm going to have to blank your kind invitation.
Decline. I'm going to have to decline your kind invitation. Polite. Formal. Graceful. The most dignified no.
Sentence 5. Can you blank blank the music? It's too loud.
Turn down. Turn down the music. The physical meaning. Reduce it. Make it quieter.
Sentence 6. The patient blank blank to take the medication.
Refused. The patient refused to take the medication. Strong determination, despite expectations. They said no firmly.
Sentence 7. The company's profits have been blank blank for 3 years.
Declining for 3 years. The other meaning of decline. Going down, getting worse, gradually.
Sentence 8. He asked her to dance and she blank blank him.
Turned her down. She turned her down. Casual and natural for romantic situations. Something was offered and she said no.
Sentence 9. I blank blank to believe that this is impossible.
Refuse. I refuse to believe. Passionate, determined, strong conviction. I will not accept this.
And last one, sentence 10. The committee blank blank the proposal without even reading it.
Rejected the proposal without consideration, outright, the strongest no of today's 4.
Listeners, how did you do? Drop your scores in the comments.
We genuinely love reading every single one.
Okay, let's bring it home. Today's 4 words.
Turn down.
The most casual and everyday of today's 4 words.
To say no to something offered.
Soft, natural, comfortable.
Works for job offers, invitations, requests, and romantic situations.
And also to physically reduce volume or heat.
Refuse.
Firm, determined, with conviction.
Often when there's pressure or expectation to say yes, but you say no anyway.
More serious than turn down. And I refuse to believe for passionate rejection of an idea.
Reject.
The strongest and most painful of today's 4 words.
Implies something didn't meet the standard or wasn't good enough.
Works for applications, proposals, ideas, and people. And rejection as a noun for that painful but universal human experience.
Decline.
The most polite, formal, and graceful of today's 4 words.
Saying no with dignity and respect.
Works for formal situations, professional emails, and social invitations, and also for something gradually getting worse or going down.
4 words, 1 world of saying no.
And the key to remembering which one to use is thinking about the tone and the situation. Casual no, turn it down. Firm no, refuse. Painful no, reject. Graceful no, decline.
That is the cleanest, most useful summary of today's 4 words.
I've been preparing it all episode.
Worth every second.
Okay, before we go, your challenge this week.
And today's challenge is a little different.
We want you to say no to something this week using one of today's 4 words.
Like really actually say no to something you'd normally just go along with.
And use the right word for the situation. Is it casual? Turn it down. Is it firm? Refuse. Is it formal? Decline.
And come tell us in the comments what you said no to and which word you used.
We genuinely love reading those.
Every single one.
If today helped you, hit that like button.
And subscribe if you haven't already.
New episodes every week, real English, real conversations.
Share this with someone who needs to know the difference between these 4.
This has been Business English Desk. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jamie, and we'll see you in the next one.
Know when to turn something down.
Know when to firmly refuse.
Don't let rejection define you.
And always decline gracefully.
Bye!
Bye.